And as usual, if I was any better, I'd be twins.
That's it.
Just got off the phone with my buddy in Omaha, Roll Bar. Shout out to Omaha F3. We're cooking up something fun right on the tails of football season here that I'll be looking forward to sharing in the coming weeks. Once the Accelerate Challenge comes to a close in November, we're going to do something fun. Definitely completely stupid and utterly pointless that we'll be able to talk about here in a couple of weeks, but stand by for more. How about
I
you,
dig
man?
it. Just busy. You know how it is. It's crazy how quickly we've gotten towards the holiday season. Like
Yeah.
it feels like we just blinked and all of a sudden it's the turkey gets his day and then the fat man's right behind. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I actually saw something that made me laugh on the drive into work the other day. I saw an inflatable turkey standing on an inflatable Santa Claus. Like
Nice.
not your turn, fat man. I just thought it was pretty comical.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought you would.
We definitely ingest far too much Christmas. But then again, consumerism, baby.
TB, I don't see a Christmas tree up in the background yet, but I've already told my wife we're not putting the tree up this weekend. So in future news, I'm probably putting a tree up this weekend.
Gotcha. Yeah, stand by for more. We'll tune in for next week. Spoilers for next week's episode.
It's too early to put the tree up. We are not going to do it. And then I'm probably going to be getting things out of the attic.
Famous last words.
Well, what are we talking about today? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fired up. Speaking of the seasons changing and, next thing we know, it's going to be the new year. We've got a guest on today that has an idea to go up against the slump we tend to see in our numbers in the gloom when the weather gets a little chilly, right? And so from Tennessee, we've got little Miss Piggy coming on to talk to us about their Iron Clad challenge. Little Miss Piggy, how are you, brother?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Welcome. Glad to have you on Stuff We're Trying. Let's get into it. Quick rundown, name and Rama, and how'd you wind up with little Miss Piggy?
It's not nearly as cool of a story as you think. It is. I think we were on a little bit of a slump on the naming whenever I came into the group that day. Either that or it was a really hard beat down that day. And fog of war was setting in. But I am a native of Texas. I grew up there, but my family was from Arkansas, and I grew up as a Razorback fan. So I'm a Razorback Suey. And what they did, they named me Little Miss Piggy. So
well, as we said before, it's always the studs who get named after girls. So
that's right.
That's right.
No doubt.
That.
So you reached out, actually Hack Job reached out and introduced the two of us, the three of us rather. I think Italian Job, you were on that thread too. So once again, Slack for the win with good new ideas. Oh, yeah. He shared that he said, he kind of teased it. I had this thing that I've experienced through a guy named Little Miss Piggy. It's called the Iron Clad Challenge. I think it's definitely something worth trying. You guys let me know. I think I read the first sentence. It was like, yeah, I'm all in. So let's hear more. Give us kind of that 30,000 foot view of what it is. I kind of I didn't bury the lead at all by saying this is your answer to beat attrition in the wintertime, right? So how have you solved that problem?
Well, and I wish I could say that it completely solves the problem, but still see those brothers that disappeared during the winter. But it has definitely helped. Yeah, it keeps the guys who are the core of your group, engaged and willing to be out there. Something to look forward to. Just something for bragging rights. I will give credit where credit is due. Honestly, like when I looked into this, I was like, hey, where did we get this from? So we didn't come up with it. I haven't heard about it in too many different places, but I do know that some regions do it, a version of it at least. So we got it from Nashville because we kind of spurred off of Nashville. They, I've been told, got their idea from St. Louis possibly. And so who knows where they got it from. I mean, it's probably just been out there. But we adapted it. Nashville had adapted it from them. So it's just kind of, you make it your own, do what you want. But it's Iron Clad Challenge, and it's to get guys involved through the winter months, December, January, and February. So we start December 1st. We had somebody just create a spreadsheet, and it's basically a point system just to get guys a point for everything you're involved in F3. There's a lot of different categories. We can talk about that if you need, but you just get points for being involved in different things. And we're reaching a certain threshold by the end of the 3 months. And there's 3 different levels. there's a minimum tier, and then there's like the intermediate, and then like the, stallion, the big one. I can't remember the name. I'll look at it here. We've
The
got
Italian job level.
Whatever.
Challenger, Pro, and Elite level. So,
Nice.
depending on your number of points you've gained. And so once you get to Challenger level, though, you're open and available for the prize. And of course, like all things F3 we talked about, it's voluntary. It's no charge for anything to be involved. So your prize is you get the opportunity to buy a shirt.
Nice.
And let me assume it is badass black.
Oh yeah.
Of course. So you mentioned there were some categories. Give me some idea of the point system, the categories. Is it first F only, second F, third F, all the above?
Yeah, it's all the above. So if you kind of want a little rundown, I mean, the basics of it, first F category, your workouts, you get point for posting, you get a point for posting below 32 degrees. You get a point for away posts, and for queuing, for attending a pre-party. Those are the points for the first F. Second F has attending a second F event, as well as attending cafeteria. Get you a point for either one of those. You get a point for F and Gs that you bring. And then in the third F category, you have the event, any third F event that you attend. We also added a category for us for book reading, as well as a C-stop attendance. And we just kind of name on our books, and sometimes guys will take advantage of that to kind of all work together through a same book and get together to meet for that kind of stuff. But those are our point system. There's certain mandatory ones. So like you have to get a certain number of F and Gs. And you have to attend a certain number of posts. So those are like the minimum criteria for doing it. So
now can you stack your points? For instance, if I queued, did the pre-run or pre-boot, whatever it is you guys do, and do I also get points for attending the workout? And if I stayed for the cafeteria, would I get 4 points? Yeah. I queued, I was there.
I think we talked about this in previous years. Usually we say like, you don't get a point for attending and queuing.
Got it.
Like if you're queuing, you get a point for queuing. You get a point if it's below 32. If it's you go to cafeteria, if you go to pre-party. So yeah, I mean, there's guys that are like, dude, today's gonna be freezing. I'm gonna be out there for a pre-party. We're gonna hit, I'm gonna queue it. We're gonna do a post party. We're gonna do whatever. We're gonna go and hang out afterwards.
So you could be strategic and be like, I'm gonna wait until it gets 31 degrees and I'm gonna get that extra point. You can be strategic in your point system.
Oh yeah. So you'll see guys angling for different things like that, which is all fun because it's getting them involved anyway. So who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, they're there, they're signing up for queues. The hard part is trying to angle for like getting that extra point for queuing, because the guys are really into it. You'll notice like the queue list gets filled out like 3 weeks ahead of time. Like, dang, there's no queue spots. Like everybody's taking queues. So you got people like doing pop-ups, so they're like, hey, pop up on Friday. I'm queuing it,
That's great. Hey, we've got hump day happy hours. So come on out to the second F event.
Yeah,
by the way, I quit F3 last night, so I'm new again. So I'm my own F and G.
Yeah, there's more winter second F events than there are all through the warm summer months.
No doubt. Well, what are you seeing as far as participation wise? How is it bolstering those numbers? I know, like you said, it's inevitable to lose some guys that just don't do cold well at all. But as far as those who are involved in this, what are the positives you're seeing roll out through it?
The positives are I mean, yes, you do lose a couple guys, for sure, that are just going to be gone anyways. And but the guys that are into it, there's a lot more camaraderie that comes out of it. There's a lot more. Well, just we're here for fitness, right? So I mean, we're staying in shape. So just being out there and being active in the cold weather does tremendous. I know I've benefited a lot from it through the holidays. Dude, we're pounding those sweets and everything, through the holidays.
Oh yeah.
Big help to just stay active, stay busy, stay out there. But it's also so many people just get so closed in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm.
And, we have a lot of, different stories that I've heard of, people that have thought, just being out with the guys really helps with the whole depressive and the mentality of just through the winter months and holidays and, just get quickly a little personal about it. It's helped me. I had my first holidays last year without my wife, who passed away last year, and just having the guys rally around me so much last year, that speaks volumes to just what F3 is and how these guys have rallied around me. But then to have a time through the winter when you're so about family and so about missing those that are not there, but then having those guys still there, just to go out every day or every other day and see the friendly faces, be out there with them, joke, have fun, goof off, get your mind off things. It's a saver for a lot of people. But
yeah, man, that's the thing, that mental aspect of it, that a lot of us, we show up because we want to get fit. We always say that's the magnet that draws the guys in. But for me, it's that second F. I mean, because let's be honest, if I wanted to, I could go to the local Y, or I could go for a jog, or I could throw my ruck on and go for a ruck. But when it gets really cold, I'm not doing those things.
Yep.
But if Tommy Boy says, hey man, it's going to be cold tomorrow, I'm going to be out there. Where are you going to be? Well, crap, I guess I'm going to be out there. And then I've never gone to a workout and said, I wish I wouldn't have done that. It's the ones that I miss that I look back and say, I should have been there, and having that FOMO. So I'm going to toss something out there that's probably not on your list. I can specifically think of one guy that anytime it got below 32 degrees, his shirt came off, just because he was the guy who took his shirt off. And so I'm wondering, maybe can we add that to the list? If a guy decides, hey, it's under 32 and he's going to go strictly shorts,
Ranger panties.
Our guy was called Pat Eye. And Pat Eye hasn't posted in a while, but Pat Eye never wore a shirt if it was below 32. So maybe add that to the mix. I'm just tossing it out there. Maybe something to toss in.
Like every make it your own. If you want to participate or do this, just you can add categories, whatever you want.
There you go.
Hard commit. So little Miss Piggy, as far as you mentioned your spreadsheet, I'm assuming it's like a Google Doc of some sort. Is there access to that? Can we put something in the show notes for guys who want to see a model and at least build off that when they borrow/steal it from you?
Sure, definitely. Yeah, I can send that over to you. We have it on Google Sheets. So
perfect. I like simplicity.
So Tommy Boy, you know what this reminds me of? Have you heard of the Gloom Misery Index out of St. Louis?
As a matter of fact, a guy that I know really well just shared that with me not too long ago. As in, that was you 5 minutes ago.
well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to read it verbatim off of the lexicon so I don't screw this up. The Gloom Misery Index is a measure of the awesomeness of a cold weather workout. So the GMI is the sum of the number of packs and the degrees below freezing in Fahrenheit. So for example, there's 21 guys that show up and the temperature is 2, the GMI is 51. Only beatdowns in which temperature is 32 degrees or colder are eligible. This just sounds exactly like something that St. Louis would do, or any of our cold weather AOs would do. It's like, hey, it's going to be miserable out there. Let's see who's got the cojones to come out when it gets real cold and everybody gets real comfortable in the fart sack. And then it turns into a competition. And just like you said, all it takes is a little bit of, I'm going to be there. Where are you? And I got 4 points this morning. How many did you get? Just to get the juices flowing. I think it's a great idea.
We got guys that'll take it. Like we had 3 or 4 of us that were on vacation together on a weekend, like camping, RVs, of course. Like it was wintertime though last year.
Yeah.
We just get up in the morning. We're like, hey, it's open to anybody that wants to come. We posted it. Of course, and it's just the 4 of us out there. But
of course.
It's an official pop-up because there's more than 2 of us.
That's right.
Official. If you get more than 2 to attend, then it's an official post, right? And so we listed it. We did a workout for an hour out in the snow. It was snowing over in Gatlinburg area, and that was a post, man. We got 4 points each, for Sub-Zero. You were part of it. We did. It's just like, do what you can to get the points.
Nothing like running a good old Dora at Dollywood, right? So back and forth and back. Yeah, I like the idea too of adding the GMI for all those numbers guys out there. Here's your challenge: factor in, come up with a metric system where we can factor in the GMI, and then it then shifts everybody's point structure so that if they post at like a 17-degree day versus a 32-degree day, it's going to fluctuate points. That'll keep everybody guessing until the bitter end.
Hey, that's taking it to the next level. Then, like,
That's right.
Oh, that's why I didn't say I was doing it, man. We got to find somebody else out there.
everything. Yeah. But if you can figure that out, man, I'm not great with spreadsheets, but just somebody is, I'm sure.
Let me get my abacus. It's around here somewhere. We'll figure it out.
So Tommy boy, what I just heard was if you get a phone call from Little Miss Piggy that says, "Hey man, we're going to be doing this workout in Gatlinburg in February," you might want to take that call. He seems like a legit, serious. He's a hard charger. So
I'm all in. I'll head to Gatlinburg and play some hillbilly golf and run up and down that mountain there, and we'll do it. We'll do a nice little Dora. I'm in.
Hillbilly golf in.
He laughs because he knows exactly what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, dude. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
I may even have the T-shirt somewhere. Well, Little Miss
Love
Piggy,
it.
dude, we appreciate it. We always enjoy these conversations where it's just a good idea that has grown from an idea before it, and in this case, an idea before that. We'll make sure that we add the example in the show notes so the guys can steal it and run with it. And as we know in F3, flat out thievery is the best form of flattery. So
Amen.
I dig it.
I asked the guy that was the original first Nantan of Nolensville where we got it from. He told me about Nolan. He's like, I said, did we come up with this? He's like, as in everything from F3, it is taken from somewhere else.
Yes,
That's
it is
right.
100% stolen. I love it.
That's why we call it stuff worth trying, because somebody else has already tried it, and we just add a little bit here and there.
That
Spice up
sounds
some.
good. I'm gonna try that. You know?
Yeah.
We're going to add a new podcast to the mix next year in 2023, Stuff Worth Thieving.
Yeah.
It'll be hard to keep them separate as far as the acronyms, but stay tuned.
Hey,
for
Tommy
more.
boy, mine is going to be completely different. Instead of a black shirt, I'm going to have a red shirt.
Fancy, you son
See,
of a gun.
it's completely new idea at that point.
All right, gentlemen. Little Miss Piggy, any kind of closing thoughts from you?
No, other than just keep rolling through the winter months, keep people involved. It's worth it. It's worth reaching out to guys and encouraging them. I've had a lot of guys that were the ones that disappeared, and it was people reaching out to them that kept them involved, even if it was partly involved through the winter. At least get them out of the house, get them back. So,
No doubt.
Excellent.
We've all had that guy that's rolled up beside of us and convinced us to stick with it. Makes me think of the Duke women's coach has been making rounds on social media lately for a speech she gave to her players about don't wait for life to get easy. Get good at doing the hard things well.
yeah, definitely. It's worth it. And some people need it. Definitely.
Absolutely.
100%. IJ, any final thoughts from you, my friend?
You know, it just hits on mental health, and I just love this concept because listen, we'll do anything that's crazy, especially if there's a T-shirt involved. But it's, you know, we don't always post for ourselves. Sometimes we post for our buddy, and when it gets dark and it gets cold and it gets gloomy and it's around the holiday season and things are a little bit heavy. Maybe finances are tight, or maybe this is the first Christmas without a loved one, or maybe you're just dealing with the stresses of the holidays. Sometimes you just need to show up and just be there. Even if it's not for you, maybe it's for your buddy and he doesn't even know it. But I promise you, there's somebody in the gloom every morning that loves you, that cares for you, and will be there for you. And they don't know it yet, but you're going to be there for them one day. And that's what keeps us coming. And ideas like this, you know, we like to say completely stupid and utterly pointless. I think there's a serious purpose here that we bury under the guise of doing something stupid in the cold. It's just because we love each other and we're there to support each other. So what I get out of this is it cool to do some crazy stuff? Yes. Is a T-shirt awesome? Absolutely. But more importantly, it's that brotherhood, the camaraderie, the fellowship, the love amongst the packs. That's the stuff that keeps this thing going. And as long as we keep doing stuff like that, this thing's going to outlive all of us. The legacy will continue, and we're going to continue planting shovel flags worldwide, impacting one man, one family, and one community at a time. So Good on you, brother, man. Little Miss Piggy enjoyed it. Thank you for sharing this with us. And I hope that this grabs some attention elsewhere and someone says, oh, you think you got it tough in Nolensville? Let me tell you how we got it in my home region. So good on you, brother. Thanks for sharing with us.
Yeah, no problem.
Outstanding. Well, fellas, who's got it better than we do?
Nobody.
Podpaxers, we've got more coming towards the end of the year. Stay with us. If you haven't already, get on that shield lock, get on that 8 block. Think about that one word if you're going through those challenges as well. And no matter what, keep getting after it, keep getting better. It's not about us, it's about the guy next to us. So be good. Be good.